Hello again, guys. It's Coach here, back with another video on the channel. Sorry about the first stream. I was having some internet problems, so you guys couldn't, hear what I was saying. So, this is what if Minato left the village with Naruto at the Ninetales attack. I hope you guys will like this what if. This is just, an opening to the grander picture. Um, I'm also gonna start posting videos on my second channel, Anime Explained, pretty much, where I'm gonna be talking about, different idea concepts which I might not post on my main channel. So I hope you guys can go and subscribe. Link will be in the next video's description, pretty much. So we can get straight into it. So getting straight into the story, we're gonna start the story off as soon as Minato is about to see what the Nine Tails into Naruto. Minato thinks about everything much clearly as he tries to understand, like the consequence of everything he's going to be doing. He's trying to figure out how to process what will happen to his child once he's gone. He already knows, like people who knew about Kushina being the Ninetales Jinchuriki. They held a lot of malice for her. They didn't really like Kushina as much. So Minato figured that if he was to leave his son, who is defenseless and weak, in the hands of the villagers, it wouldn't work out greatly for him, pretty much. So Minato decides to make a bargain with the Shinigami for an extended period of his life, so the Shinigami can come and collect his soul later on. So pretty much, Minato summons the Shinigami as he applies the Death Reaper seal on Naruto. Kushina is also looking with sad eyes, pretty much, as what's about to happen. Minato creates a clone with some of the low chakra he has. This clone, had a bit more chakra as well as some senjutsu, pretty much, which he had done. As Minato looks at the Death Reaper pretty much, and he asks the Shinigami for some extra years, just to raise his child. To which the Shinigami sees the situation which is there, and he's a bit more sincere with, and he agrees. He decides to give Minato 12 years of extra life, but after those 12 years are up, it will come and collect Minato's soul. So the Shinigami proceeds to grab hold of the Ninetales chakra, which it has, as it places it into Minato as well as into Naruto. The Kyubi, seeing what was about to happen, it shoves its claw going straight into where Minato is, as it wants to kill the boy. But Shinigami is fast as grabs the chakra pretty much as the beast becomes weakened, and Minato completes the seal. As soon as Minato completes the seal, he grabs Kushina, Naruto, and himself as he then teleports away. He left some blood clones in place of them, so that they act like dead bodies pretty much, but he's already gone. Outside Fire Country, on one of the islands, Minato appears holding a sickly pale Kushina as well as a baby Naruto who has stopped crying. Minato places Kushina on the bed pretty much, as he then runs through some answers as a seal begins to glow. This is one of the medical seals he has been working on, as he places it on Kushina's forehead. The seal begins to like filter chakra from the air as it replenishes Kushina's reserve and also heals her up. Minato, seeing that Kushina had also lost a lot of power pretty much, he decides to draw some of the chakra he has in his system, as he goes to places it in Kushina's empty seal. He gives Kushina about 2 tails worth of chakra so that her situation can stabilize. As soon as he's finished, he gets knocked out cold. since he did not have any more energy to sustain what he had been doing. So, Minato gets knocked out. So I'm gonna say skip the next day. Minato, had woken up since, the Kyubi, was also healing him since, it's Minato is the host pretty much. He groggily wakes up, turns to see Naruto, who's curious. Naruto is just glancing around, trying to see where he's at, looking at the situation. To which, Minato smiles at this, a sad smile on his face, thinking of, what's going to happen to him after he's gone. But, Minato then decides that, even if he dies, he's going to live Naruto, as strong as possible. He knows that this shinobi world is not sincere in any way, and he decides, to leave something for his son. So Minato, goes ahead to know where Kushina is and sees that, she's steadily improving. She would wake up in a few days. Minato, walks around the compound, which, is hidden, thanks, to some extra seals he had placed, as he begins, to see the situation of the area pretty much. The place, hadn't been used for years, pretty much. This was one of the old Namikaze houses he had found, during his travels. Minato then, runs through some handles pretty much as he summons a toad. He then begins to write on the back of the toad as the toad disappears. In the mountain Yoboku, the land of the toads, Shima pretty much, looks at the toad which has writing on its back pretty much as she reads, the letter that Minato had sent. She's also shocked that Minato is alive since, Jiraiya had reported that Minato was dead along, with Kushina and, the child was missing. So Jiraiya was currently on a search, for the child pretty much since he thought that, someone had abducted the child. The first suspect was Danzo, but, Danzo was like not the one who's taken the child. Danzo was also pissed. He wanted, the Jinchuriki to become his weapon so he could take over. But, things didn't go according to plan for him, which, was pretty sad for Danzo, but, we don't really care about Danzo as much. Back, with Minato. Minato, begins to make some food and, as he plans what he's going to teach Naruto to make him as strong as possible. So I'm going to time skip this until Naruto is 6 years old. Pretty much, Naruto is now 6 years old, he has been, with his father and mother pretty much since, Krishna had woken up. They had raised him, pretty much taking care of him, teaching him, some things, which Naruto is pretty much, very smart and is quick at grasping concepts, which Minato is proud of, pretty much. So Minato decided to teach Naruto, some basic chakra control, to which, chakra control was a very big challenge for Naruto since his reserves were too big and, it was difficult for him to control all that chakra. But, with the help, of Krishna and Minato guiding Naruto, as well as, Minato making sure that the Ninth was not messing up Naruto's chakra control, Naruto, begins to get it down, as the days pass, getting better and better at each time. As, they continue to teach him. In the village, a couple of years has passed, pretty much. And, people in the village, have gotten over the death of their Hokage. Sarutobi had taken over, as in canon, pretty much. He had become the Hokage. He was, pretty sad that Minato had to sacrifice himself. Since, his wife Byoko was gone, he had nothing to live for, pretty much. And, he could have, just died. But, he's, slightly a bit thankful that, he's there to raise his grandson, Konohamaru, pretty much. He can, be there for his grandson. He's also, puzzled about, what happened to the Jinchuriki, pretty much. They could not find any trace of the Jinchuriki, which was suspected that, the kid might have been taken, pretty much. So he was not really sure about that. So, he had his aunt was, scouring, searching for a yellow-haired kid, pretty much, so that they could find out, if he had been taken by any other village or something. So Sarutobi, was really not sure what was going on at the moment. With, Minato and Kushina, Kushina, was currently in the kitchen, cooking up some ramen pretty much, making some food, which is obviously ramen. As a baby Naruto is, like on Minato's lap pretty much, as Minato is telling Naruto some stories, as, oh dad, you're so cool. I wish I could learn your jutsu, Naruto says. Oh, my jutsu, you like my jutsu, Minato says. Yes, dad, you can flash to different places and be there. My son, it's not that easy to comprehend such a heavy jutsu, Minato says as he chuckles. Yeah, dad, but with your help I can get it down, right? Yes, Naruto, you'll get it down. Dinner is ready, Kushina says as, they all go to the table as, Naruto says, is it ramen? Yes, Naruto, it's ramen. Ramen! Naruto screams out, all happy as, he rushes to the table pretty much and, sees a bowl of ramen, which, he loves ramen so much. You can't change that fact about Naruto, he loves ramen. As, he begins to scarf down the ramen. Slow down, Naruto-kun. If you're not full, there's some more in the pot, she says. Okay, mom. As, Naruto eats like 4 bowls of ramen, to which, Kushina is slightly surprised, but, she just nods her head pretty much, thankful for being able to spend, time with her son. But, she also knows, what's going to happen, after 12 years. Since, Minato had told you that, after, 12 years have come, the Shinigami will come and collect his soul along with hers, pretty much. To which, they decided to tell Naruto, when he was like 11 years old, pretty much. So, they continue to teach Naruto the ways of the shinobi, training him every day, giving him, lessons, which, Naruto has also unlocked, the famed Uzumaki chakra chains, which allow him, to bind and, suck away people's chakra. To which, they can also be used for sealing, which, Krishna was in the process of teaching him. Naruto had also mastered, Minato's hummingbird style. Not mastered per se, but had gotten the basics of it down. So, he was able, to do some of the moves, but the flying Raijin he was yet to. Naruto was now also a level 2 Seal Master, and, his level was also growing as the time was progressing. 11-year-old Naruto. Naruto, he was now 11 years old, and it was the eve of his birthday. His mother had thrown him, a birthday party pretty much. She had baked a cake for him, since, she would, occasionally go out, to some of like the close village by. And, she would buy some food and, some other necessities there. Krishna, then baked a cake for Naruto along with, some food. Minato, was also preparing, something for Naruto. So, Naruto was happy that his parents, celebrated his birthday as, they took, care of each other and, had a good time. Well, Naruto, we have something to tell you, says Minato. Oh, Dad, what is it? Well, Naruto, when you're gonna turn 12 years old, me and your mom are going to die. What? Naruto says, shocked. Well, you see, Naruto, the night I sealed, the Kyubi into you, I had made a deal with the Shinigami so that I can raise you for 12 years. But you can't leave me. Well, son, there's pretty much nothing I can do about it for now. Minato says, with a sad sigh on his face, pretty much, as he hugs his son, along with Kushina. Don't worry, Naruchan. When you grow older, maybe we'll be able to see each other. Kushina says, with a warm smile. Naruto, begins, to shed some tears, pretty much. But, he hugged his parents tightly. As, Naruto was pretty analytical, so, he understood, what was going to happen. So, he was not really that scared. So, guys, I'm gonna leave it off right here, pretty much. I hope you've enjoyed. This is like, the first part. There are gonna be like 5 parts after this, to which, I'm gonna start recording them now according to the script. I hope you guys, can like and sub to the channel. Yeah, Coach here out. Peace.